It's called a promo,
Shut
kid.
your
And
mouth,
if you want to
John.
be the big dog, you're going to have to learn how to do it. So go ahead.
You ready? No! I said, are you ready?
That was good. Glad you finally decided to pull that giant stick out of your butt and have some fun for once in your life.
You're uneducated marks! You sit there on your phones tweeting out your opinions like they're worth a damn. Let me explain something to you people. You don't know shit!
And I'd like to think that maybe this company will be better after Vince McMahon's death.
Before I do a damn thing,
Yeah.
I gotta talk about what happened this morning before I left to go get you. I was literally
Talk about it.
about to get out of the door this morning, and then this happened. I made a joke, okay? Complete, entire joke. There had no shred of seriousness to it. Top Dollar blocked me. AJ Francis, he blocked me.
I'm not surprised.
I made a joke about his gimmick, bro. His gimmick. Not even him as a person or a human being. And I don't even fully know what he said because I saw it pop up and was like, what the fuck? I clicked on it. He had blocked me by that point already. I couldn't even fully read what homie had to say. But my joke...
Tisk, man.
My joke, just to give you guys a little bit of humor, my joke was I had said something along the lines of, he saw Swerve posted up with Bun B, so he decided to pay him for an appearance just to get Creed cooked. What a gimmick to be living was my end comment. I said, what a gimmick to be living, man. Yeah. Got in his feelings about it, I guess.
As a man who he's taken a lot of criticism over a while.
Fair, agreed. Very much agreed.
Eventually you get tired of it, man.
Homie was in his feelings. I'm sorry, AJ Francis, if you're listening. I'm really sorry, man. I didn't, mean anything by it. I was playing off your character, but
It's still real to me, damn it!
to each their own, man. A lot of shit has happened in the few weeks since we've been back. Like, a lot of shit. I traveled across the country. I've since missed weeks of NXT and ROH. Like, literally, in the time since I left for Dynasty, I have not seen any episodes of NXT, Ring of Honor, haven't watched any New Japan. I've just,
Damn.
I've been kind of just on the entrails of ending that second season and getting us here to the third. So, that said, I try to keep up with somewhat of what's going on. Also, I'm kind of glad I didn't see Dragunov lose the title. I probably would have made you do an episode about it. I would have been like, all right, come over. We got to talk about
it. Let's talk about it. Listen. No, we're not doing that here. It was Dragunov's going up. That's all that matters.
Yeah,
that's all that matters.
Literally did go up in the draft, so that part's awesome. I watched our whole second season back, the entire season. We're funny as fuck. I did not realize how funny we actually were.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen the season 2 finale, you have to check it out. I literally looked at the microphone in the face when I said that. I said, if you haven't seen it, point at Mox over here. Shout out to Mini Mox. He's been with us for literally 3 seasons straight now.
Oh, yeah.
He sits in this ring now.
I'd point at Cardblade, but he's fired, so...
Jeez. I fired him for a reason, though. Matt Hardy is in TNA. That's something that happened. Yeah. May only be temporary, though. Apparently, he's still on free agent status, and the WWE rumors are still running.
Yeah.
They're running like some wild Mustangs.
I think the biggest thing is Jeff Hardy's also off of TV right now. And I think they're just waiting.
Jeff Hardy's literally just on Instagram. Oh, man. He's just on Instagram. Cameron Grimes got canned. That was hard to say. It was hard to see.
Listen, I saw it coming. Literally, when they started doing releases, I was like, Cameron Grimes is next.
But they told him straight up. They told him.
The real heartbreaking part was the fact that they were like, oh, you'll always have a job here. And then the next day, you don't have a job here.
That's so fucked.
Apparently, even Logan Paul came out and said, what you're doing was great. You'll kill it wherever you go. Like, for Logan Paul to say that to someone like Cameron Grimes, I mean, I have a little bit of respect for Paul because of that.
I have very little for him, but that's a whole other thing. Vince McMahon and Nick Khan are gone, like gone, like completely gone.
They deserve it.
Man, what a fucking sentence to say. Vince McMahon, WWE, no longer thing.
Although there's the rumors that next year he's gonna try and make a new promotion or something.
No, it's squashed. We're gonna go ahead and squash that. He would never.
I kind of want to see it because he could have all his favorites like John Laurinaitis, Brock Lesnar, I'll mention that one later.
I'm gonna go ahead and move on. Ospreay is fighting ROH legend Roderick Strong, and I'm calling it now. I'm predicting this to be his first AEW loss. Yeah, I'm saying, yeah,
what?
Exactly.
What?
I didn't even see you look in real time. I saw it on the camera.
I just
yeah.
as soon as Ospreay won that match, I was like,
doesn't have to be a clean win, but
I mean,
no, I
guess so, but at the same time, like,
and if it doesn't, then like, why really did our ROH legend Roderick Strong have that? That was a hard sentence to say without fucking his name up.
I don't know. I mean, things change, right? The landscape of wrestling changes on a dime, man.
Literally, you cannot be more right. Speaking of AEW, they found the best way to transition Swerve into being a babyface by pitting him against the 2023 Heel of the Year Christian Cage.
Yeah.
I'm fucking ready for it. I love it.
I am too.
There is like a whole deep backstory to this, and there doesn't even need to be. There just is. I could love this match with no build, and instead it's probably gonna have a dope build.
Oh hell yeah! Hell yeah!
Dude, that belt is sick. He pulled up with the Stone Cold 316 championship.
That beauty.
I watched none of Speed other than an Axiom match one time.
I also watched none of Speed, but I knew from the get-go that Ricochet would be our Speed champion.
Yeah,
and
you called it.
Listen, all you had to do was make the belt green. You had to do some weird, stupid...
I'll admit, I'm interested to see how it gets valued and defended from here.
Right.
But it had no business being that dope of a belt. That design is dope for no reason.
Are you sure? Because I really wanted
sure.
I really wanted like a pure green. I guess because all the colors for Speed are like blue and green.
Yeah.
I just wanted like, but sure, okay.
Regardless, I fuck with it.
I heard I think Triple H mentioned something about the women possibly getting involved in WWE Speed too.
I like that. Let's include women in Speed. Women Speed. And people are just now starting to get hot on Joe Hendry. I was shocked by this. Again, he's been doing some funny stuff.
He is. I remember seeing him a little bit in, what was it, Progress maybe? Or another, probably another British indie before.
Were you like really on him back then?
I wasn't really on him, but I noticed he'd pop up in like multiple places. I was like, okay, he's one of those guys. He's dependable. He's reliable. I
watched him on TNA, and I was hot on him months and months ago. I was like, I believe in Joe Hendry. Like, I was on that wave a long time ago, and then it kind of died down, and then all of a sudden, like, this mass wave hits. He starts singing Creed remixes, and people are like, he's our guy.
I heard he's facing Elijah.
He beat out, like, Taylor Swift and Beyonce on the iTunes charts. It's insane.
I listened to a snippet of the song. I gotta say, I believe in Joe Hendry.
All right, first rant of the season.
I'm sad he gets to do it first because I had a rant about a card and thing, but, you know.
I'm absolutely fed up. I'm fed up, sick, and tired of WWE bringing in this weird YouTube streamer, gamer, predator, scammer culture, and I've literally sat quiet while Logan Paul has taken over essentially and done what he wanted with his buddies, but this I Show Speed thing is taking it to another level, and I swear on the name of Wrestling in the Middle from this point forward, any WWE programming that he has brought onto, I'm not fucking watching, period. Not fucking watching it. That show will be cut from our program for the week and not discussed at all. Don't care if it's fucking WrestleMania again. He's there, I'm not. There's tons of other pro wrestling products I can watch and talk about.
That's fair. You know, stick to your guns. I will try my best, but I will probably forget because I have the memory of an elephant. But, you know, I agree. I
Show Speed is banned from this show. This is the last time he gets that mention. And we're moving forward. That was the first rant of the season. On a more positive note, on a separate note, Here's something I saw yesterday that made me laugh so hard. Dude, my eyes watered and my nuts tingled. I laughed so hard at this. All right, I saw this on Reddit. Take it all from Rur. I don't know which word got misspelt. Rhea or her. I was laughing my ass off of that, so there's a little bit more positive stuff to brighten up your day. Quick discussion. The NXT call-up should be what the draft is about.
See, okay, so I saw a lot of people saying, "Oh, this draft sucked." Not many people moved around, and they're not wrong. A lot of people didn't move around. But to me, the only thing I cared about in this draft was the NXT call-ups.
Right.
And I got what I wanted mostly.
I saw that, and I was like, that makes too much sense. Like, why not have the draft, like an NFL draft, be about the next generation, coming up?
Yeah, and they did a great job of that, I think. The fact that every time one of them got called up, they showed the PC and all the, them all sitting there and getting to put the hat on and stuff. Great stuff.
Mini Christian Cage. He agrees. He salutes you. And he's actually looking for the peeps. All right. Okay. Yesterday before the show.
I gotta put this down, guys. Sorry.
Got too much weight on you. Yesterday before the show, this is our message exchange. I will be ready at 9 a.m. You were. To your credit, you were. I had a surprise face. It's a promise. I'm going to canoe my way down there, down the rivers over there, because it was raining really hard here yesterday.
Oh.
It'll be quick to get there going downstream, but it may take a little while to paddle back upstream. That's my favorite part and why we're posting this.
Let's get a jet ski.
I said, let's get a broski. That's why I'm posting it today, because that shit was hilarious. On to the Lash of Back. Episode name, guess who's Backlash?
Yeah.
Off the bat, didn't realize there were only 5 matches, so I don't know how long this episode will really go, or... Hey, we're here to have a good time, and actually, honestly, looking back at the note-taking, I think this might be a solid 45 to 60-minute episode still, just with how much actually ended up going down in the pay-per-view. We'll see.
Decently, yeah.
If we go any over 60 minutes, we're just really entertaining people at that point. Crowd was loud and fucking rocking.
They were.
Did you know France was this passionate of a country about pro wrestling?
I just feel like it's Europe in general, or any other country that's not the United States. They just love wrestling because they've been deprived of it.
Some people online were bitching about it a little bit. They were saying it was mid, or like they were annoyed by how often the 2 count chants were going on. They found it annoying. I say no. I don't really agree. Go off, France. It's your time. Like, and that's another thing. Like, those people paid money to be there, and the crowd was so loud. I'll get into this later too. The crowd was so loud at one point. The Apple Watches were going off, reading over 100 decibels. They were giving a noise level alert. It's like, damn, y'all are screaming that loud. Like, let them go off.
Yeah, it's good to see people passionate about something. Let people share their passion
about pro wrestling. I loved the opening live rendition of Voices in My Head. Shout out to France again. They were going off.
They were, man.
Starting off with a tag team match between the team of RK Owens and the Beta Bloodline.
The Beta Bloodline.
And the Beta Bloodline.
You know what? I like it.
It was almost like Randy Owens. The RK Owens just kind of came at the last second. I was like, I don't know, Randy Owens, I guess. It makes somewhat sense. And then RK Owens.
Duh.
It's right there. You can go ahead and give me royalty payments for that one later.
Please.
Starts off hot with a pre-match fight. And I was scared, to be honest, that we wouldn't get the match at all. I thought, again, thinking back to like post-traumatic WWE trauma, stress, I don't know. I just always expect shit like that to be like, all right, never mind, we'll have the match later.
We got 4 matches now, guys. Sorry.
But no, instead, thankfully, they went the other route with that and turned it into a street fight.
Hell yeah.
Solid move, solid match.
Yeah.
Here's the tweets. That's some tweet time.
Let's go.
Jinx. So Sola Sikoa is like the new legend killer now. I said that after he put Randy Orton through the table. I was like, oh,
I guess so.
He just beats legends. That's it. Because the only win he has is John Cena. That's the only flex he's ever had. So
yeah.
And that's another thing. Let's bring this up today, right now, on the spot. On his thing, always, has, on his stats is what I'm trying to say, always has, like, beat John Cena, this and that. What happened to his NXT North American title reign? Why don't we flex that ever? He was an NXT North American champion.
I don't know.
Y'all sleeping on Solo, man.
I guess so.
They're
yeah.
actually not, though. They're actually like trying to put him into a big position.
I mean, they're to add to that, they're trying to do what they did with Jay and Jimmy, basically.
Mm-hmm.
They're trying to build him up to that, if not a same level, then a higher level than where he was.
Yeah. We'll see how that push goes for him. Here's another tweet. WWE talking about New Japan always feels like a guy talking highly about a friend who doesn't want to be his friend back. Sometimes feel like they still cannot handle the fact New Japan makes their own moves and gets their own bags without them. How do you feel about my take on that? It's really just the first part that
I feel like I can relate. I feel like you know how I can relate, and we're not going to go into that, but yeah.
They start talking about New Japan like they're best friends, and
they do, like, and he mentioned, Cole mentioned Shinto.
Mm-hmm.
They were supposed to be Shingo.
Come on, Cole. I didn't even catch that.
Yeah.
Tongaloa arrives to assist the Beta Bloodline in getting the win. Did you see that coming?
Okay, I did
see
not.
That coming?
I actually did not see that coming, and I didn't see it coming because we all agree Tongaloa sucks, right?
I'm not agreeing or disagreeing to that statement. I'm trying to pinpoint where the Jacob Fatu rumors came and then stopped.
He left MLW, and then week after week it was like, oh, he's there, oh, he's not there, oh, he's there, oh, they're going to bring him in next week, oh, they're going to hold back on him. That's, I think, where we are right now. They're holding back on him. So the rumor is that he's still coming in, but I don't know. I mean, I guess that'd be your 4. I'm thinking this is War Games. These 4.
Oh, damn, that's a long build. I mean, we need long builds.
Versus Jimmy, yeah.
Long builds. So, again, Tongaloa arrives, helps them win. Regardless of how anyone feels about it, it was a banger of an opening match.
It was a really good match. I saw
Good
a lot of people
setter.
say that a lot of the matches were terrible, and I thought overall it was okay.
Yeah,
It was okay.
That's why we get into this whole pay-per-view. Let's show this next tweet, and then I'm going to backtrack a note from there. So, next tweet, is it so difficult to not book the WWE Women's title as an early mid-card title? Is Bayley just not seen as a main event champion? I think she is.
See, you continue.
Oh yeah, the backtrack on that was just, as good of a match as that opening match was, great opening street fight tag match, love it. I still think I would have switched those. In a GM mode perspective, I would have switched and had the women's triple threat open. It just makes more sense to me.
I think so too. Although I think the only counter argument I can make is that the Bloodline is still one of the longest running stories.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It never ends, and it never will.
The other argument I would make isn't even have to do with these two. It's the fact that we also had the World Heavyweight Championship defended. Why wasn't that considered?
Yeah.
I don't know.
And I think I'm stuck more on the Bayley thing just because of how it was treated at WrestleMania too. I
think, and just I remember everyone made a joke of it, but I think it was this past week when they did her graphic on the screen, her nameplate, it had the NXT Women's Championship instead of the...
I saw that on Twitter. X, whatever you want to call it.
Part of me, we're all thinking, is this some sort of rib in the back that they keep doing to her? She gets left out of promotional material, she gets this stuff done to her,
It's unprofessional if it is, but hey.
Yeah. Who
am I to comment?
Unless she consents. Unless she's do what you want, whatever.
Yeah.
But even then, that feels like you're letting people take advantage of you. You should command that respect because you're a champion.
She deserves it, even if
you deserve it, yeah.
She shouldn't have to. But I enjoyed the triple threat as best I could too. I was responding to this one. It's call out time, and this person. It's funny. I actually agreed with the comment they made before this. They were commenting on this first tweet. Let's show it again. Is it so difficult to not book the WWE? Yeah. This person commented that and was like, it's only 5 matches, and I was like, true. But at the same time, what's their at Aiden Jameis? All right, call out time. They said this. They're like, you're so weird. And that was responding to the New Japan comment, and I was like, little judgmental. Think I just like to assess humor out of stuff. maybe you might be taking pro wrestling a little too seriously, bud. Love you anyways. Enjoy the program. Never heard back from them, thankfully, because I don't really need that engagement. I would have engaged further, but like, hey, we're just trying to enjoy some wrestling, man. So, good triple threat, though.
It was. I think there were a few moments, like at the beginning, especially, there was one where Tiffany, where I understand because she's still a little green, got a little hung up, but then there was an exchange between Naomi and Bayley that really, I think it was trying to do a sunset flip over, and like, I think it was Bayley who had to sit there and wait for her to get in position for like 5 seconds. So there was a bit of back and forth, rocking, waiting, and then doing the move. And I was like, that's something, I get wanting to be careful, but that seemed a little excessive.
Interesting. Maybe I was just a little too into Twitter at this point, because I didn't really get those kind of assessments. Every parts of the match like I watched, I was like, oh, this is a solid triple threat.
No, I mean, I'm not trying to say, oh, it was terrible, because I'm not one of those people. 1 or 2 botches does not make me make a match terrible. Twitter. But I really enjoyed it.
I was surprised as shit by the finish, just for the fact you literally looked. I looked down for a second and I missed it.
So my friend
Thank God for
texted
replays.
me at this moment. They were like, "Can we get Bayley a new finish? Because her finisher sucks."
New finish, quick pins.
Well, they were referring to the Rose Plant, and I didn't even see her do the Rose Plant. Did she do the Rose Plant? I don't think she did.
I don't remember seeing her do it. And
So
even then, I don't
why they even
agree
brought
that
that
that's
up?
a bad finish. I think that's a good finish.
That's what I said. I literally said she's driving her opponent's head into the mat. That is a finishing move. It's not the flashiest finishing move, but it is literally.
I would have started a debate with them. Like, well, do you think the Bailey to belly was better? Because it was a catchy name, but like a belly to belly suplex isn't a great finish. I'm sorry.
Well, the argument was they should make the elbow drop off the top a finisher until they find something better.
Yeah, I would like, compromise on that actually. I'd be like, yeah. As long as it doesn't damage her body too much, because their body, their choice. I'm glad she got the win. Again, surprised as shit by the finish, but I'm glad Bayley got the win. I predicted out of that we may see Naomi turn heel or Tiffany attack Bayley. None of that.
I literally, when we were watching, I said Naomi and Bayley were having an interaction. I was like, oh, Naomi's about to turn. No, I was like, okay, Tiffany's about to attack her.
Right.
No.
Same.
Like,
none of that.
And part of me
just kept moving along.
Part of me doesn't like that because Bayley deserves, stories. It feels like they give Bayley matches, not stories.
Agreed. And hey, I love good matches, but and she had the best running storyline, right? But then it comes in the argument, where's the matches? Because she has a mid-card match on WrestleMania at that point, and you can argue it's a co-main event, but I'm traditional. I'm like, main event's main event.
It was a good match, though.
Yes.
It was
always.
a really good match. Yeah.
She delivers. Next tweet. Paul Heyman giving Jey Uso a look backstage like he needs Jey Uso to come save the bloodline.
Exactly. That man looked like he was begging for his life. Oh, please, Jey, come back. Please.
Dude, I think he means it, too.
He does.
The Beta bloodline is looking a little rough.
I mean, you say rough in that instance, and I say rough as in they look like they're going to eat his ass. They're literally going to, they're going to show up one week, and they're going to say, oh, where's Paul Heyman? He's like, don't worry about Paul.
I was fighting that coffee burp so hard that whole time. I was like, thank God he's taking it. And I tried to, burp into my shoulder real weird, and I was like, what the fuck?
No.
France, no doubt, felt Usi. And the yeet movement is as global as ever. The yeet movement is... everybody's eating all over the planet. It's awesome. Got a big fight feel for the World Heavyweight title match from early on. And the match delivered to that note. But just
did.
Early on. And I think that just notes, again, how great of a crowd this was.
Exactly. The crowd definitely did help.
MVPs of this event.
I know a lot of people did not expect Jey and Damian to have a good match. I mean...
I didn't. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't.
I think people forget Damian was really good in NXT. Maybe not as a character, but wrestling, Damian Priest versus Finn Balor immediately is a match that I go back to, and I'm like, yeah, that was...
we say that a lot, too. We say, people forget because I just said it about Solo, right? People forget this and that. I actually think it attributes more to the sentence of like people don't know, because I took this note this morning when reading somebody's awful take about Ilya Dragunov, and that
Wait,
yeah.
hold on. Do we have to stop the show a second so I can run?
No, we don't have to do all that, but that's when it occurred to me, like, yeah, there is still a large part of this audience that isn't, watching NXT or watching a lot of these superstars before they hit the main roster, because people think Dragunov's, like, overrated, sucks. They haven't seen that he's also, like, this awesome superstar.
Oh my God.
That's when I think, like, oh, maybe people just didn't watch Solo. They didn't watch Damian Priest.
Okay, I don't like to be that kind of person that's like, oh, my favorite's the best of all, and you can't say anything otherwise. But this is one instance where I have to be like, you have to be trolling.
Yeah.
You have to be trying to rile people up to say that Dragunov, a man who literally gives his body for this sport, and every match that he has literally comes out looking like he's like banged up and bruised, is overrated. I don't understand.
You have to watch like 1 to 2 matches of his, and you're dead set on his.
Yes, and it's not like he phones it in for any match either. Like every match he has, Dijak, A Kid back in NXT UK. Like I could run down a list of.
Kenny Omega even said he's his favorite wrestler right now.
Yes.
Right now,
Like,
his favorite wrestler is
I don't
Ilya
know,
Dragunov.
man. Like, I have a lot of favorites that I could probably concede and say, yeah, they're a little overrated, or I put them on a higher pedestal than they should be. Dragunov, not one of them.
When the person that I see as the greatest professional wrestler of all time says that somebody is their current favorite, that's a pretty big put over.
That's a pretty big endorsement. Yeah.
And yeah, I would put Dragunov personally. I mean, I know like we don't want this episode to turn out of Backlash into Dragunov, but I would definitely put him in like my top 25 of all time greatest, not like favorite, but greatest.
Yes.
And even on that note, like I don't think he's overrated.
I don't. But moving on.
Yeah, we were talking about a world heavyweight title match a second ago. I guess we'll get back to that. JD comes and tries to fuck it up, but gets bitched out by Damian Priest, and then he yeets a foot to the face.
I like that.
Jey Uso yeets a South of Heaven chokeslam and kicks out, and I popped just as much as the live crowd.
I popped with that.
I did not expect that.
But do you know what I popped more for? And this is another one of my weird things. The roundhouse kicks.
Oh, yeah.
The spinning roundhouses. Like,
dude, yes.
Oh my God.
Priest then proceeds to kick the shit out of Jey Uso. Jey returns the favor. That was the next note, too. Those fucking kicks are beautiful.
Like,
he kicked the shit out of him.
That's one of my favorite parts of Priest's moveset, is that he has that striking ability.
Yeah.
And especially those spinning roundhouses. And he hasn't been using them for a while.
He has a Muay Thai background that people just either forget about or don't know about. Like I said, I feel like we're going to start changing that sentence. Like, people don't know about. And that almost, like, calls people out, like, okay, either if you did forget, you're going to feel stupid.
Well, we don't want to be like those people who are like, if you don't know, you should Google it.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you should Google it, but at the same time, like, we're not
don't
trying
let
to
me
look
turn
down
into
upon
that
you.
guy. If I ever become that guy, stop me, please.
Like, yeah, but anytime you're ever curious about any wrestler and like, why do they do these moves? Just look it up, man. You'll find some great information.
Jey Uso damn near wins the title, and JD saves the day despite being told that's not his fucking job anymore.
Yeah.
I honestly, for a split second, really believed, holy shit, we're already taking the belt off Priest and putting it on Jay's. I never even thought it would be a possibility until that second splash hit, and I was like,
there's a thing, and I'm going to
eat.
Yeah, I'm going to elaborate further on the entire title picture of WWE, but this one specifically, this is being held for the Drew and Punk feud. This is literally on standby until they're both cleared and both ready, in my opinion.
SummerSlam.
Yeah.
Because, again, I think WrestleMania 41 is supposed to be Rollins and Punk, and, like, that's everybody's big thing. We'll get to there, and, like,
yeah,
that's a whole other season away. Jey Uso has to understand on some level that him getting beat by the numbers game is, in some sense, long-term karmic justice.
Yes.
Still.
That's also really good long-term storytelling.
Yeah.
This feels great, guys.
Dude, the super South of Heaven chokeslam was sick as fuck.
yes.
We need that as a 2K24 super finisher. And if it was already one, I didn't know, but I don't think it is.
I don't remember.
I don't believe that it is. I've played as him one time.
I haven't been playing 2K24 a lot lately, but I will get back to it for sure.
You're going to have to, because I'm going to make you. Priest getting on to Finn and JD for jumping Jay after the match. How about the dissension afterwards amongst the Judgment Day?
Definitely, I saw this coming eventually. This is going to be another of those slow burns, though, isn't it?
Slow burns.
And it definitely lead to a match between Priest and Balor.
I'm ready for it. And, okay, I know it's a little, again, premature to say. Would it be the worst thing to put the title on Finn Balor for a little bit? Reparations for still not paying back that Universal title that he had to give up after a day?
See, that's the thing. I love that idea, but if you start shuffling that title around a lot before what I assume will be Punk and McIntyre, then you start to run the risk of devaluing the title.
Don't want that, but at the same time, like, show of hands here, who remembers whenever the company was about to go behind Finn Balor and then he got a shoulder injury and they never gave him that push back? It's like, damn, dude, can we please just one time be a little bit more sympathetic to that and give man his flowers, please. And that's the thing, is like, even over time, I kind of started to fall off. Like, I was like super hot on Finn Balor, and then over time, like, the way he was booked too as an attribute to this.
Yeah. I think a lot of people, they don't understand that the way a person is booked really affects how we see them.
Yeah, I have to go back and watch his ladder match with Kevin Owens in NXT to remember how much I love him.
What I love,
Matchbox coming.
What I got to see
that's cold. I'm
really good of Finn Balor was his second NXT run, when he went back to NXT and held the title for a while, having bangers with like Priest and things like that.
That's what I'm saying. I haven't gotten to see that part, and I know that that's why they did that, was because the comment I just made, like, he was booked in this way that made fans of his go, maybe he's just not all that anymore. Sucks. Let's show this next tweet. They think we don't notice shit like that, but fans always notice shit like that. Commenting on this man's tweet, champions entering first, they definitely losing. Women's tag team title match.
I didn't even think of it like that, but I knew, I was like 99% sure going into that match that they were going to lose.
They think we don't notice shit like that. Fans always notice shit like that. Wait, the champions are coming out first? They're losing the belts. During the entrance, though, you may have caught the howdy QR code, and this one would have led you to this audio clip. We're going to go ahead and play it. Let's make sure the volume is up on the computer here.
Yeah.
You think you're so close to finding him, but you don't even know what you're looking for. He's not what you think. He just wants to help. That's all he's ever wanted. He opens up his arms and makes you feel like you matter. Like you belong. He doesn't change you. He reminds you. He wants to know, why did you forget about them? He says he opened the door, and the time of secrets has come to an end.
Okay.
What were your thoughts after hearing that, or did you even catch that at all?
I didn't catch that. The QR code thing, I love it. I'm really interested in the idea going forward. I've been too busy trying to multitask to try and pop up QR codes.
That's right.
So now that being my first listen, was that Alexa Bliss?
100%, yeah. 100%. And the Wyatt Six, do we all have like a good idea of who it is?
And I love the lineup because it involves two wrestlers that I really enjoy.
Do you still think Matt Hardy is a part of this?
I don't think he's the Wyatt Six, but I think he will, if things work out, I think he will play a part in maybe the story.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the Wyatt Six is pretty nailed down. Like we have little tidbits here, certain people getting signed, certain people, what do you see? So I had a discussion with my brother about this. Do you see this being more than a 1-year thing? Do you see this going longer? Do you think it should go longer?
Because a lot of people thought it was like there was going to be a reveal at the end of the show, especially with how much time left over.
Right.
I've always thought, and I don't know how close it is in the calendar pay-per-view wise, but I've always thought the perfect place to do this reveal is Extreme Rules. And that's just because of Extreme Rules revealing Bray Wyatt and the White Rabbit thing.
Right, I think that's a good thing right there. I was thinking more, like, I don't know about the reveal, but I'm wondering how long this whole thing goes for, because at some point, the point my brother made was, is it capitalizing too much on Bray Wyatt's name to do this more than a year until leading up to what we assume will be his Hall of Fame induction?
I get that take, and at the same time, no, I don't think so, because I don't think that it's WWE essentially trying to capitalize on it as much as it is Bo Dallas trying to creatively outlet that grief. I see it more still as, based off of what we see in the documentary and his comments, I still see it more as a focus on trying to commemorate a legacy that wasn't quite finished and doing it in a way that, because again, I feel like if Bray Wyatt's doing this, he's doing this long term as well. So that's why I get the take. I'm not like saying, oh, that's really disrespectful, that's a mean take. I get it, because you could kind of question that, especially with their history. You always question like moral compass questions with WWE's history.
I think one thing that would be really nice is if, like, they make merch of this, which they probably will, that money goes to Bray Wyatt's family.
Yes.
Like, for sure, do that at least.
Yeah, that would be the move. Don't, and what, then you'll hear me, I said this once before, you'll hear me then make comments on this show about people who go on eBay and sell those things for like triple the money, that's trying to capitalize off some shit. That's being greedy. Back to the tag title match. We're on Backlash. Yeah, I know. It's okay. We can get off track. And also, though, no, we can't, because there's some stuff at the end of this that are un-Backlash related that I want to cover before the hour. So we'll see how we end off. Back to the tag title match. I had a hard time focusing on, but how do we feel Jade and Bianca looked?
Okay, one thing I want to say about, did Bianca look more buff? She looked like she's been
bulking up.
Yeah.
She's getting that Jade muscle man.
She's trying to compare with Jade. I think they worked decently.
Were they as superhero heroine-esque as advertised?
There was a little iffiness here and there.
Yeah,
but I think
that was already going to be a thought, right?
Yeah, so that'll go away as they continue to team together and get reps in.
From what I saw when I got more decently into it, it was a well put together tag match, at least. Like, producer was probably a solid one, not knowing who produced it at the moment, but I'm sure it was somebody solid.
Robert Roode. I'm willing to bet on that one.
Let's go. I'm always, when I see a good match, I'm thinking it's Robert Roode or Jason Jordan, but watching it kind of felt like just waiting, of course, for the inevitable to happen. It was like we all kind of know the finish. Again, champions entered first. Bianca and Jade get the tag belts. Does it sometimes feel like we still just give those belts to women who are supposed to be world champions but aren't and can't be right now? Or do you feel like this team belongs in this perceived like women's tag division that they have?
Okay, so again, I'm going to be a little negative here. The belts still feel like props.
Yeah.
Either A, these are, as you said, women who should be world champions, but we can't put them in that division. Or B, Jade is going to eventually turn on Bianca, and we're going to use his belt as
that's why I asked you that, because you kind of had that opinion already, and it feels that way now. But surprisingly, I'm very interested to see how it all plays out for this team.
I am a little bit too. I like the idea of more Jade influencing Bianca, and Bianca getting maybe more of an arrogant streak to her. Mm-hmm. So that way you build on Bianca's character.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
We'll see. I'm excited to see where it goes. Like I said, I'm thinking, and again, there's actually something in the final segment of the show about Jade we'll discuss that plays on this a little bit more, but Jade Cargill definitely, I can't deny, looks like she would be a world champion.
Oh, yeah.
She just hasn't performed like a world champion yet. So, we go to the main event. And before we start the match, have to note one more time, that crowd was fucking awesome. Dude.
Hell yeah.
The singing and screaming and woeing, it was amazing.
I did not understand that they were singing what they were singing for AJ until afterwards. And
someone on Twitter explained it to me. I was like, okay.
I like that.
Here's a tweet. This crowd is fucking awesome.
Let's go.
That's how I feel. Jessica Carr, the first woman to referee a main event WWE title match. Didn't know it, but love it. Love it.
Thumbs up.
So let's show a tweet I sent out weeks ago when we were in between seasons to kind of get started. This is like a precursor to our main event, right?
Yes.
This was weeks ago. Least exciting contract signing of all time, and I hate to say that. It's a good thing I'm excited for AJ Styles versus Cody Rhodes because otherwise they're doing a terrible job getting me hyped up for it. And I stand by this still. Do you enjoy the Stardust callbacks, though? I didn't. Move on. Another random tweet. Rain starting to slowly tap alongside my window as a thunderstorm rolls in. It was a beautiful day. Cody Rhodes wrestling AJ Styles. It's a nice vibe.
That's just haiku for the day, guys.
I was just enjoying Backlash. Again,
Yeah.
I can't complain. A pay-per-view at noon, rainy day, Cody versus AJ. The match, if I do say so myself, delivered better than the build-up.
Yeah.
I wanna look at how they booked Styles versus Nakamura and Styles versus Samoa Joe as a comparison to this. Those were matches that had mad chemistry, and like we saw that outside of WWE already. They had mad chemistry already, and WWE booking couldn't seem to tap into that. This match never happened before, but could be expected to be booked like that. Nah. Not in the new era. Not in the new era. Match went hard.
I remember one of the people on the podcast, I don't know, it was a veteran too, I'm sorry. They said that this was a match that Vince McMahon would have never booked as a main event.
No, he never would.
Yeah.
Fuck him. Fuck him.
Fuck.
Another tweet. A lot of tweets. You almost couldn't convince me that these guys haven't wrestled before the way they have undeniable chemistry. Everything down to the way AJ tries to use Cody to get up and Cody quickly moves his leg to not allow him. Just great chemistry here, and I'm loving it. Absolutely loving it. Cody gets the W, which isn't surprising.
Yep.
Just pleasantly surprised at how well the match delivered.
For sure. It was a really good match. There was that super Cody Cutter spot where it looked like he almost did a moonsault. It was crazy.
That scared me. That scared the shit out of me.
Because I thought he was about to land on his head, and I was like, oh, we're done.
That scared the absolute shit out of me.
At this point, if you lose Cody, I feel like WWE's just done. Like, you just need... We need to have an off-season just so we can get everyone healed up.
There are no off-seasons in pro wrestling. I tried to find one. They're like, nope, it's going to keep going. Final thoughts. Can I lay my final thoughts out? Is it time?
Yeah, you can go ahead and you start.
Backlash France. Final thoughts. Overall, as a pay-per-view, given that it's only 5 matches on a card, I have to rate it a 3.5 to maybe even 4-star pay-per-view based on match delivery. Every match had substance and depth. Only 5 matches, sure, seems like an issue, but when every match is good quality, you really can't complain.
Yeah, that's
quality over quantity, I guess.
I think that's the biggest argument here. I know a lot of people, including myself, were like, only 5 matches? You know, Logan wasn't defending, Sammy wasn't defending, you know, like, the tag team titles, like, now that I think about it, only the world titles and 1 women's title were, and the women's tag titles.
Yeah, 4 out of the 5 matches were title matches.
I don't count those women tag titles. Until you give them actual credibility to being actual titles and not props, I don't count them. I'm sorry.
I wouldn't have told you or believed you if you told me months ago, 8, 9 months, however many months ago, that Chelsea Green and Piper Niven were the last really great tag team to hold those belts. I would have been like, oh, but what? And again, that's not to say that Katana and Kaden aren't a good tag team. I just thought they weren't ready.
They weren't ready, but they also... Every tag team has the same flaw here, and it's not of their own doing. It's that they don't have a division.
Yeah, no.
Not to mention, the Kabuki Warriors were starting to build that up. You know, going down to NXT, defending it there. But every time these tag titles seem to get any momentum, they get shuffled to another team.
Yeah, I forgot about this too. I didn't watch Raw this week based off of the opening rant I made on this show. You know why I didn't watch Raw, but are they still trying to do the Candice and Indy Hartwell thing? Like, is that still a thing that's going on?
Candice and Indy, yeah, they were drafted together and they're both heel now. Indy's giving in. She's like, fuck it, we're gonna do heelish stuff now. So I think maybe they'll try. They did also draft. So the Raw side now has the Unholy Union. And they have
Ivy Nile and Maxine. I know Maxine isn't like the person that everyone roots for, and we have a lot of comments about her, whatever. I don't make those comments myself.
She showed a lot of improvement this week.
That's a women's tag team that I want to get behind. Again, I'm just like Ivy Nile a lot.
And then you have them on. Are they still? I can't remember all the results, but I know we have a couple of tag teams still shuffling about. We have tag teams. They're just not getting the time and the. So. Do better, maybe.
I think Piper Niven even made a complaint about that recently.
Yeah.
A backhanded comment. So, and in Backlash, again, those were my final thoughts. Quality over quantity is good. Good show. I want to watch it again. I want to watch it back myself. Let's go ahead and move on to this final little segment here. Little end notes to talk about. First thing, this is going back to Jade Cargill. This is something me and the Wrestle Squad were talking about this morning. Jade Cargill is definitely a star. But in-ring, not good at all. Like, at all. Wasn't she in the Performance Center for like 5 months? I said they really put her in her entrance stats. Once-in-a-lifetime generational talent. I wish she could live up to that hype.
Okay, here's the thing, right?
You can't put someone over like that if they're not ready.
Yeah. At the same time, I say this a lot. People like to talk about people as if they're not good at all. LA Knight being, I think, one of the biggest examples. Like, oh, he's terrible in the ring. He's not. He's just not outstanding.
Yeah, he's just not outstanding.
Jade is another one where it's like, especially for her build and her stature, she's serviceable. So she's not great, but I haven't seen her drop anyone on anyone else's head. Ridge Holland.
Hey, leave him alone.
So I mean, but she's serviceable. And
excuse me.
I think the tag team's gonna help. If she takes out of the tag team what she needs to, Bianca will get some character work, and Jade will hopefully get some reps in to get some better in-ring work.
You're only playing into what the point I'm making too, and I love that because again, this word serviceable is perfect. She's not a dud. She's trained by Bryan Danielson in some sense. Not originally, but she worked out with Bryan Danielson, learned a lot from him. She's been in the Performance Center, like this comment said, for 5 months. But my thing is, she's not a dud. She just looks like somebody who is going to be a superstar. And that's the thing. We can't put her over like that based off of look alone.
Yeah. It's harder because this is WWE, and WWE has big... Even though we're in a new era, it still has a big entertainment aspect to it. And entertainers can get over, and in-ring workers, they have a harder time if they're not entertaining. But if you're entertaining and can't work the ring, you have a better time. It's just how it goes in WWE. I don't know that Jade is entertaining enough to do that. She has aura. Obviously.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. She looks the part perfect. In fact, and that's the end note on that is like, you put her over as once in a lifetime you know who's once in a lifetime generational talent? Bray Wyatt, The Undertaker. Like people who transcend sports entertainment and pro wrestling. With her, again, she looks like she could possibly, and we could pitch that possibly once in a lifetime, but till she's there, what are we really gonna say? Is she in the Queen of the Ring? That's what we're about to look at now.
She is not in the Queen because
we'll post this picture up on the screen as well. These are all the matches
before we go into in depth here.
Anything?
These are some banger matches.
I know. Shout out to Air Gold is how you say it out loud, but I always call him AEW Gold on Twitter. He said this morning himself, I hate to say it, but Raw looks better than Dynamite this week. Because, you said it. And circling this one right here with my mouse, we're looking at the Ricochet Dragunov one. I'm going to have a fucking complaint on come King of the Ring Day if Dragunov didn't win this match at least. At least.
See, here's what I'm saying here, right? Okay, these don't matter. These bottom ones don't matter.
Mm-hmm.
These top ones. This is your Raw bracket final. Gunther, Dragunov.
I want that so bad. Don't even tease me like that. I hope that they're that smart.
Now, I can go into depth into why. Like, for example, Drew and Finn. Drew doesn't matter. He's in the world title picture already.
Mm-hmm. Kofi and Ray.
I'm sorry, guys.
Wait,
both...
are we in 2011 again?
I guess we are.
I love it.
The whole reason this is happening is because Xavier's not in the tournament.
Fun fact, this is random. In my universe, this is a IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship match that just happened recently.
Let's go.
Shout out to Dragunov. So I think I don't even have to like dive into these. I think you just kind of dove into those perfectly.
And I'm going to go ahead and put it out there. Gunther's winning the whole thing, so it really doesn't matter.
I texted you that too during this off period. I was like, well, now that I found out he's announcing King of the Ring, I kind of just know he's winning it. Let's look at Queen of the Ring down here.
This one's a little more interesting, I think.
Yeah.
The matches themselves don't look that interesting, besides maybe Lyra and Asuka.
We'll see. Looking at this right side, this is what interests me the most. Like, regardless of how the tournament pans out, I'm interested in these two matches because I want all four women to go up.
Yeah,
so
for sure. Like,
you're fine. You're fine. I was just muting that.
Lyra and Asuka obviously happened in... Was it Lyra and Asuka or was it Roxanne and Asuka?
I know of Roxanne and Asuka. I don't know that I've ever seen Lyra and Asuka, but again, you're the NXT guy.
I can't. So many shows happen. I could look it up, but I'm not gonna bother.
I don't remember seeing that match ever.
But that should be a really good match. Zoe and Ivy have all the potential in the world, I feel like.
Yeah, I want both of them to go far.
I want them both to go far, but for more than that, I want them both to have a good showing here because they need it. Here's my unpopular opinion, probably maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Shayna wins.
It's okay.
I would give it to Shayna simply for the fact that this is gonna be stupid, but this is the old WWE kicking in. The Queen of Spades, Queen of the Ring.
Fair. All right, I'm gonna run down this picture again, top to bottom. Give you all my first round predictions. You're gonna do the same afterwards.
Okay.
Gunther's winning it for sure. I need Dragunov to win that, so I'm gonna go ahead and say Dragunov's winning that. It's hard because, like, I mean, I don't see either one going super far, but yeah, Rey Mysterio will win that one. This one, Drew. It's Drew. He's going at least there. Looking over here, Io Sky is beating Natalya for sure. I'm picking Lyra to beat Asuka, and I hate going against Asuka. It seems sacrilegious to ever root against Asuka, but she's not the same Asuka she was. Zoe Stark's beating Ivy Nile, unfortunately. I'm rooting for Ivy, but she's winning that. And then Zelina Vega is not winning that match. Actually,
I was about to say.
Gonna win that one. I had to throw you for a loop there. All right, go back down the list.
So I have other comments about some of the matches too as well. So Gunther, Sheamus, Gunther, sure. Ricochet, Dragunov. Ricochet has a championship. He doesn't need to win this. Dragunov. Kofi's beating Ray because of Carlito.
Okay.
Drew, Finn.
That's Carlito.
Drew. Io, Natalya. Ooh. Io for sure. Lyra, Asuka.
Yes.
I'm gonna go with. Ooh, that could set up something interesting because if you think about it, if Io wins, then does Io have to end up facing Asuka?
Also, oh no, finish your thing.
But the thing about that is, this Shayna and Zoe, that's already gonna happen. They're gonna officially break up here. Like that's gonna be the end of that partnership for sure.
Okay, I'm with you on that. You're actually not sounding bananas anymore.
So do you want to then also break up Damage Control if you do that?
Nope, I think Lyra wins.
Maybe I think Lyra. I'm gonna say maybe Lyra then.
You know, for someone who has crazy, wild, banana theories, you're coming up with some logical conclusions here. What I was gonna say, I didn't want to interrupt you. What I was gonna say was with this match too, with Lyra versus Asuka. Fuck, I forgot what I was gonna say. Damn it!
Just remember,
I love that.
Kyrie will probably be ringside for that.
She should be in the tournament.
She should, but that'll probably be a way. If Asuka wins, she will not win clean. That is how that will happen.
Like, you could argue Shayna's, you know, she's a Mae Young Classic winner. She deserves to be here, but so is Kairi Sane.
Oh, for sure.
So, hey,
and
why
this
is
is just
Kairi
the
in
Raw
Queen?
side, so...
Oh, yeah, that's right. This is just the Raw side. It's so stacked. Oh, yeah, thank you. That also, I'm so glad I remembered it. This might be like an opinion that only 20% of people agree with, but this should be your Raw main event. Lyra Valkyria versus Asuka should main event. I'm sorry, it just should.
Are you telling me that Gunther and Sheamus should not main event?
And see, that would be my second choice, right? But more notably, it's probably going to be Drew and Finn. It just, I don't know.
Drew is the hottest right now.
Yeah.
I think
that's how they're going to main event the programmy, but
yeah. I would at least
be.
open with Lyra and Asuka. That way, people might be more familiar with Dragunov for sure. But Lyra, people coming into the program, because a lot of people are going to start the program, you know, and then they'll drop off later.
Yeah.
So you'll have maybe the most eyes on that first match, Lyra and Asuka, and hope to God Lyra puts on a great performance so she can really sell herself. That's Triple H booking, not Vince McMahon booking.
Officially announced. WrestleMania, Las Vegas.
Yep.
420 weekend.
And he's going.
I said that I try to speak things into existence is the thing. Like,
right.
Everything I've ever accomplished these past 2 years was based off of the premise of I said I was going to do it, and I just kind of forced myself to do it.
Which is why I will not say that, because there's a good chance I will still be working as a tutor at that point, and that's in the middle of April. In fact, that's not a good time.
Towards the end of April, yeah. I hear you. And again, it's a long shot. WrestleMania's a very expensive venture, but for the good of this show and for the good of being a wrestling fan, also for the good of the fact that, like, I am crossing off a bucket list I didn't even know I had. That's why I got to do it. So let me talk about that real quick. It started off years ago where I made this like weird random bucket list. I was like, I have to be able to see John Cena, Brock Lesnar, and Kenny Omega live. And then years come by, I start going to some better shows, and in the course of a year, I crossed that off and was like, well, what's next? Yeah. And it just started becoming like this what's next thing. And after seeing it turned into like need to see Danielson because I haven't seen him, and he's only going to be around a year. I've seen him like 3 times since then.
Hell yeah.
I saw him wrestle a 6.5 star match.
Yep.
After Dynasty, I sat down with the list and I said, I don't have anything left on the bucket list. I finally have 2 things on the bucket list. 2 new things. You ready for these?
Yeah.
I said this before they even had an interaction. That's how much I speak things into existence everywhere I go. I have to see Omega versus Okada.
Okay.
And I have to be at a WrestleMania at least once in my life.
That's fair. That's
Looks
a fair bucket list.
Yeah.
See, I'm not there yet. I'm at the point where I've only been to 1 show ever, so my next bucket list is to go to another show.
Still, it'll be interesting to see where we're at a year from now at WrestleMania Vegas, if we're there or not, if whatever happens. I'm just excited to do it. And also, I cannot, unless you know something I don't, I cannot but find the humor in the fact that we got the WrestleMania announcement finally, right? Whatever happened to Behind the Curtain? Whatever happened to the YouTube Behind the Curtain film that we were supposed to get on Wednesday? It's been like, 4 or 5 Wednesdays since? Where's it at?
So you tell me they released the all-in footage, but they won't release the...
Something had to have happened that they were like, scrap it. We can't do that. We can't show this. What happened?
Maybe it was the Drew Gulak incident.
If they go any further, if they go a month longer without dropping it, through the table. It's going in the through the table list. What happened to behind the curtain? Behind the scenes look at behind the curtain.
For sure.
That's it. We're ending that at an hour perfectly. Great season openers. SummerSlam season, and I'm slamming all summer.